Do you believe with your cybersecurity skill, while you are still learning cybersecurity, you can earn an income from the process of learning? One of the key things that I talked about in raking or earning money or earning an income in cybersecurity is sharing your knowledge. Now, when we talk about sharing your knowledge, it means that as you learn or every step of your journey as you are learning, it means you are sharing what you are learning. For example, if today you learn about the OSI layers or you learn about networking fundamentals, you put your learning into a record or you document what you learn, you share it to your audience. Now, what happens is when you begin to share the information, you need to keep in touch with people you're sharing your information with. And one of the ways you keep in touch with people is by sending them emails consistently. That is by sharing emails with your audience. Now, when you begin to share your journey, like I mentioned in my last video, people begin to sign up, people begin to follow you, people begin to wait to hear what you have to say. And when this happens, the sign up, most likely you need to get their emails, you need to get a way to which to maintain contact with them. So there's a tool that I've been using that I found very helpful that makes it very easy for you to communicate with your audience or make it very seamless in when you are trying to maintain the contacts, maintain the number of people or the followers that are signing up to listen to what you do. And this tool is called Send Pulse. So Send Pulse, if you can see on my screen, it helps to boost your digital marketing with the powerhouse of essential tools. Now, don't be confused or don't be distracted by the mention of digital marketing. You are not a digital marketer in this case. You are simply a cybersecurity professional or a tech professional that is just sharing information about what you do to people who are listening to you. And when you do this, basically what you are doing is you are getting in touch with them. So how do you get in touch with them? Most of the time they give you your emails or you collect their emails. So when you collect their emails, you send mails to them consistently. And sending emails can be a headache. Can imagine sending emails to 100, 200, 500 people. I believe for someone that is a learner, most likely your subscriber or the number of contacts you have will be very low, maybe less than 100 or maybe a little above 100. Send Pulse is very perfect for you. And this is a tool I found very, very useful for you in communicating with them. So Send Pulse is a tool which helps you to generate leads. And when we say generate leads, basically it helps you to generate followers. That is, keep a contact record of your followers. Then we're talking about audience engagement, that is communicating with your audience, engaging with your followers. Because one of the beautiful things that attracted me to SendPulse is the fact that you don't need to, with a free account, you have 15,000 emails. I'm sure for a very beginner, for beginners or someone that is just learning, you have maybe just 50, 100. Send Pulse is a perfect solution for you because you can able to keep a contact in place, send mail to them every time you want to send mail. And when I'm talking about sending mail, I'm talking about sending an email, personalized email to every one of them. So today I'm just going to show you some part of the tools or some part of SendPulse, that I found very interesting. So if you go to sendpulse.com, the first thing you do is to open an account. So I've put a link in this video. There's a description. The link is showing on the screen right now. That if you are signing up on sellpulse.com today or through the link that I shared in the description to this video, you are getting a $20 discount. So I provided a link for you that want to sign up and start taking care of emails, generating emails. There's a $20 discount when you sign up through the link. So let's quickly go into SendPulse account. I'll open my account now and show you exactly what I do with SendPulse and the tools in SendPulse that I make use of consistently, and I found them to be very fantastic tools. SendPulse. So when you log in, after logging in, after creating an account with the link, from my description, and then you log in. So this is what you see. If you can see the screen, this is how the opening. Now, what SendPulse is actually doing for you is basically you are using SendPulse to manage the way you communicate with your followers, the way you communicate information, the way you communicate what you're sharing, the way you engage your followers. And SendPulse is a fantastic tool. Why? Because SendPulse makes use of has different tools. If you see the screen, this is the home screen. So you can do what we call email marketing and SMS. So this is where you compose and send emails. You build automated flows and verify email addresses. So when people sign up to follow you, they give you their emails and then you communicate to them their emails. And then automation tricks is so I'm going to be focusing on these two: automation and email marketing, SMS, and automation. Those are my favorite tools, and those are the basic tools that you need as a beginner at this level. Yes, I make use of the website to pop-ups and other things, but for now, I want to emphasize, because as a starter, as a beginner, these are the two main areas that I make use of, and also the website. The website means you can create a landing page for people, to sign up. But let's go into what email marketing does. So what you do with email marketing is basically is to compose the email. And the fantastic thing is that there are now AI tools that helps you even in composing your email. For example, like I said earlier on, if you just learned about OSI layers, or you're talking about networking fundamentals as a cybersecurity, and you'll find out there are 10 things about networking fundamentals that stood out for you while you are learning, and you want to communicate this to the people who have given you your email. So you simply just come to your email marketing and SMS tool. When you open your email marketing and SMS tool, basically all you do is to create what we call a campaign. Now you need to have a mailing list. Before you can send an email out, you need to have email address. And how do you get this email address? So people sign up. So the first thing I think you need to do first of all is to gather the email. So before you even went and create a campaign, you need to have a mailing list. Create a mailing list. Now, how do you populate your mailing list? By people subscribing. So I will go back a little bit. I'm just going to be doing beginner introduction. So the first thing you do under email marketing is to go to subscription forms. So as you are starting now to share what you learn, the first thing you do is to create a subscription form. Now it means subscription form is basically where people will sign up. So you can create a new form. So and if you're using this Sendpal tool helps you to create this form. Now, so you create a form, see, or when you go to your website or your blog page, wherever you want to put a form, they can fill in the information. Then, once they submit, they come straight into your list here. They come straight into a list on SendPulse. So, I'm still going to do another video maybe that will help to break down how you do this thing properly. But basically, what you're doing is that, so for me, what I do is that I use a form, subscription form. When they subscribe on my subscription form, they come into my mailing list. Now, this mailing list simply means I have, you know, people. These are the followers, and those are the people I send my campaign. So these are the fantastic tools in send pulse I make. So once, remember, from subscription to mailing lists, and from my mailing list, I create campaigns. So campaigns means simply means where I create my emails. I create an email, I send email. You can see here, every time you create an email, I can broadcast email. I can choose either of the two mailing lists. Sometimes you can send to both mailing lists at the same time. Depends on how I want to schedule it. And this is still a free account. You know, this shows you how much you can achieve with even a free account. You can see I've sent 601 emails, and out of the 99%, 99.2% got delivered. 146 of them have been opened, 16 click through rate. So you can see it will even give you the data of how you are performing. And another fantastic part of it that I found very useful is the email templates. You can create an email template that you can always make use of in the future. So you can see my template library here, see all the different email templates. So if I'm sending this particular email, I don't need to write it from scratch again. I will just use this email template and send it to mail. Except I want to edit it, I can also edit it and make use of it. So these are the fantastic aspect of send pulse that I found very interesting. Another thing important here is you can also verify email. So as a free on a free account, there's a limited number of verifications you can do, but I'm sure you may not necessarily need to exhaust them, because you at this point you are just building, so simply verification means that you are verifying that the emails that people submit, they are, good. You are checking emails to remove non-existent experience, so that in case there are some of those emails that are spoofs or they are not correct, you can remove them. So this one helps you, this one helps you to make sure that your mails get delivered to the right address. So that's it. And the other part of the is automation that I make use of. So automation helps you to do things without stress. So when you talk about automation, what it means that from the point at which they subscribe, they can get emails sent to them without you sitting down. So you can compose, for example, like 7 to 8 or more emails, and automatically when they subscribe on your subscription form, they start getting emails without you being the one being there to send free. So I still have some free automations running on the free, on the free account. You can see here that here has completed 46, here I've just completed 3, one queued contact. So it simply means like your emails you're sending out, you preload the image, you compose the email and keep them, and then the system automatically send them this email. So automation is another fantastic thing you can do. You can, for example, let's look at how the automation looks. Automation tells you, you can specify the first email they get, the email they get in the second day, what will happen if they don't open the emails. You can see here, it checks whether the emails are delivered. If the emails are delivered and read, there's something it does. If the emails are not delivered or they are not read, there's another step it moves. So it's a very fun. You can see all the automation process going on here.